wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa filling in for Jess. And we got a special guest in the building.
Yes, indeed.
He's on the new show on BET Plus, Carl Weber's The Family Business New Orleans, which is streaming right now, ladies and gentlemen. We have Brandon T. Jackson. Welcome, brother.
We back.
How's it going?
How you doing, my brother?
Doing very well, very well. I'm excited. Show's doing good, so people are liking it.
Carl Weber's The Family Business. What brought you back to Hollywood?
I knew you was gonna ask that.
Yeah, what brought you back to Hollywood?
You know what? It's so much. It's so funny because when you go out and do a spiritual journey, you know what I mean, and you learn and you aggregate people and you realize that it's like God gives you a gift, right, to use, and when He gives you a gift, you're not using it. You can go crazy, and you can like get depressed. You can start, and I think my gift is something that was given to do a purpose that's bigger than just acting. So I saw the whole thing, trying to aggregate, our people together, to come together economically, and I'm not the first one to try, and I won't say fail, but it's like art is what He gave me, I believe, to be a light. So
How the industry changed? Meaning, like for good, for better art.
I don't think
worse.
I never. Here's my issue: the whole Illuminati cut off my gas. Everybody blaming some it's fictitious. I'm not saying it's not. I don't. The whole.
Do you have to sell your soul to be in Hollywood? Is what I'm saying.
That's a good question.
And do you still have to sell it now? Is what I'm saying.
I don't feel like it's like that. Spiritually, I feel like whatever you would do to get where you gotta go, you gotta find what energy is pushing you. My energy was always the most high, period. I mean, my dad told me this too. He's like, you got my blood, my prayers, your grandmother's prayers, your grandfather's prayers running through your veins. So when you do these other things, your ancestors are calling for you not to do. So it won't work. You know what I'm saying? I've been to many, dark places in life, and I just like it don't work for me. I tried.
Was comedy your safe place? Because you stopped doing acting and you totally dove into comedy.
Yeah, you know what's funny? I've been doing stand-up since I was 14. I actually started doing stand-up in church. A lot of people think I went and started doing. I started as doing comedy, and then I got the movie Roll Bounce.
You said in church?
Yeah, I started in church.
So you would get up in front of the congregation and tell
They
jokes?
honest over there, though.
Yeah, I was clean. I was a clean comic. I mean, I'm still relatively pretty clean, but not, I could do better. But with my dad, he don't like going to my shows. But yeah, I talk about this in Chest Out. I got a new show we shop in new. It's really good. I would like you to watch it.
Okay.
Because you're a tough critic.
Okay.
DJ Envy, he seen me perform. He seen me do well. He seen me bomb. He seen me get standing ovations, everything. But you never seen me do comedy. I'm gonna send that to you. It's called Chest Out. We shop it at Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, everybody. So it's looking really good. But yeah, comedy it was my safe place when I was going through the whole spiritual journey. I actually talk about it, and the whole thing is about that.
I thought, and there's no disrespect, but I thought at one time you was going to quit comedy because I've seen a couple of shows where Brandon go up, and this was right after everything, and you bomb.
Yeah, bomb.
And I was like, there's no way Brandon's coming back after this. And this is the bomb that you like, Charlamagne, like bomb, like the bomb.
see.
Yeah.
I got two types of comedy I like. I like when I think somebody's really funny and really making me think. I'm actually just watching. Like I'm not laughing because I like to catch everything.
Yeah.
But when somebody's bombing.
Yeah, you love it?
I don't know why. I think I like watching the person try to figure it out. That's what makes me laugh.
But New York bombers are different from a regular. New York is a different audience. They don't want to even let you get it out. Like if you bomb in New York, yeah, you could say it's like it's acceptable because a New York bomb is like. You might be good in another city. New York is a tough audience.
How many times did you bomb in New York?
But I don't want to say that. I don't want to make it seem like he bombs every time.
Okay, because he made it seem like it was like a lot of
times.
times.
I've been on the road
No.
for
He
a
been
lot
on
of
the
times.
road.
Like I must have
Okay.
DJ'd for his set at least 15 times.
I never knew that.
Times.
Yeah.
Well, he does it. We do it on tour, so I DJ everybody's set.
Gotcha.
So I do everybody's
He's
set.
been doing it for years though.
Yeah.
That's what he saw. New York is where I got good. Rip Michael, shout out to him. He actually trained me to get good because I wasn't raw no more. I was doing all the movies. So it was Rocky 3. You know what I mean? Like, then he was seeing that moment years ago.
So you was rich, you had the fame, and you kind of lost the edge a little bit.
Yeah, and that's was like in 2015, 16. But now that's that's old. But
what made you stay with it though? Because it's like you seen that, and it would take a lot of heart from comedians if
I'm
they got
resilient, and plus I already know I know what is going on.
But you never wavered. That's the whole thing. I've seen comedians head down, F this, but you always head up. All right, I'll get him next time. But what gave you that?
Because I know I'm funny. I don't have to try to be funny. I'm a funny person. You know what I mean? It's just about connecting material. I didn't have a story at the time. See, now I have a story how I left Hollywood for 7 years, accidentally joined a religious cult, Akmak Badak, and had to come back, and Terrence Howard saved me. That's funny. You know what I mean? Like,
is that a true story?
Somewhat. It's fabricated, but it's pretty true.
How did Terrence Howard save you?
Now you gotta watch it. You gotta watch it. You gotta watch it.
Terrence seemed like he's still in the cult right now.
No.
I love Terrence though. By the way,
Terrence is smart.
I totally agree. I think people
put this number in the calculator. 55599. Yeah.
But you know why I respect guys like that is because they're at least trying to figure something else out. They're just not accepting what has been told to us all of these years. And if there is another way, just show me.
He's dealing in the It's deep, man. The quantum realm, and that's when you start talking about quantum physics and all that stuff. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's a different game. You're talking a different language. You know, we keep talking about Republican, Democrats. So y'all better be worried about these computers.
Word.
This is about to get real. I have a tech company that I run and that I'm doing, and I have machines right now. I'm building machines by itself. Like he's in that realm, and he's talking about stuff that people don't understand. So I know, I talked to him yesterday. He sent me a 40-page book about what he was talking about. I don't understand any of it.
You read it though.
Yeah, I read it though. It's all numbers and stuff. So.
But you read it. I was going to ask you. So when you said that Bret Michaels helped you bring your raw back, how do you do that?
Go to Jamaican clubs at 3 a.m. and do comedy. Go do that. See what happens. They're gonna play the whistles on you in New York. Go to Harlem at 3 a.m. do comedy. Be the 15,000 person up, and you get booed. You know what I'm saying? And then go do. New York is the place you get great. Period. Detroit. I'm from Detroit, and Detroit's the place you have the flavor. But New York is a place you just they're not gonna play. They don't care. They got too many people. So we would go to comedy clubs every night, all night. I'll be up to 5 a.m. and I'll go shoot my show called Deadbeat at the time. That's how far long ago was it. Deadbeat, and from there I would go to the clubs all night. And Rip said, until you get standing ovations, and then I start, he gonna be mad at I start killing it. Cause I took his style too. Cause he has a New York style where he hit you like this. You ever see Rip? You know, me, I'm actually an actor style. Where I act out, I'm like a Richard and Eddie. Well, you got to listen to the act out. New York don't want to see an act out. They're more punchy.
Wow, okay.
You know what I mean? That's a style.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You think LA makes you plastic a little bit?
No, I don't. I'm in Michigan most of the time. Too.
Okay, I'm talking about when you from Detroit, but when you was out there doing the Hollywood thing.
Yeah, it did.
Okay.
Yeah, it made me. But I was so young. I blew up at 19, man.
You think it came too fast for you?
No, I believe on the personal level, yeah. I believe that I didn't stick to my core energy of what brought me here. I believe that when you centered in God, and I don't like preaching, and I don't like.
And you better not be afraid to testify.
No, I know, but it's like sometimes people get on the radio, they always want to preach and stuff, but it's like it's really the core of who I am, and I literally made a promise to God when I was a kid. I said, if you make me famous, this is what I would do for you. Like, so if you say, is there a energy pull? I do believe people do make dark covenants and different things. And I do think people make light covenants. In this case, my covenant was light. I was always I was given to God as a child. You know what I mean? Just Simba style, you know what I mean, with the anointed oil. So when you not like that, but you can't get away from that. I've tried.
And so during your break away from Hollywood, that was your focus. Like, I mean, I know I saw some quotes that you said you wanted to just build community as well and kind of like
I
give
built
back,
a community center, and the community didn't show up. So I'm back. You know,
I was going to
they didn't know. I tried. Charlamagne, I tried.
I put in my PTO and y'all ain't even pop out. It's crazy.
I gave hundreds of $1,000s to this dude, this cult leader. We supposed to build a community. I don't know what's about us trying to build a community together where it's like this forbidden thing in the Matrix, and I just wanted to challenge it. And I realized that it's not really, because we blame a lot of other nationalities. And we got
people.
oh my God, we do though. But at the same time, it's like, I dealt with only us for a long time, and for 7 years. And I realized that we have to, like I went to the mountaintop. You know what I mean?
We'll talk about what you're talking about because a lot of people might not know. So you decided to.
I tried to
Charlamagne
leave.
made it a cult. So you decided to. Was it join a religion? Was it?
No, it wasn't that. It's just the way. I wouldn't say religion. It was more so understand and leaders that take the Bible and twist it to control people. I would say. You know what I mean?
And that's what you were in.
I didn't know I was in it.
What
You
got
never
you-
know when you're in the cult. That's
what got you
hilarious.
in it?
No, you know truth. You learn truth. When people tell you the truth, but then they take that truth for their own power. That's when the truth is not the cult. Is not the problem. The teachers are usually the problem. You know what I mean? The shepherds that say, okay, now that you know this, you know what I mean? They start to, you know what I mean? Give me your wife.
What
You're
got you out of it?
Huh?
Give you a wife.
Right? He becomes
Yeah,
like, wait a
yeah.
minute, what? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nick
Did somebody
Cannon
ask for your
3 and
wife?
6 says, huh?
Did they ask for your wife?
You know what's funny?
Jesus
You got
Christ,
a wife
man.
now?
Huh?
You got a wife now?
You have a wife now. Listen, I'm not.
If you don't feel comfortable,
Road bombs was a long time ago.
Okay.
I got 4 children. I'm grown. I got
know.
kids. And,
But I thought, let's get back to the first question.
and if you don't feel
Take it
comfortable
there.
talking about it, that's cool too. Like,
no, I'm trying to save it for the special, but we could talk.
Oh,
I
no,
wish
no.
this.
I think
I
it'll
wish
make
this
people
was the
tune
interview
in.
for the special, but because I talk about it in the special,
But we can bring it back to the.
I'm trying not to say jokes that's in the special.
got
Got
you.
That's
Got you.
right. You see me? That's
Yeah.
why I'm pandering because
I
I'm
got
like,
you. That's
what-
why you poking a little bit, but like, they'll come
yeah.
back.
So,
But
but,
she
but you
asked
really
it-
want to know the dramatic part of it. It was more. It was more so. It wasn't the whole time. 7 years I was in the cult. I literally was. I start when you're trying to go and build our community together. There's a lot of trauma, and I think people when they hold on to the truth and understanding of some certain scriptures, they then put trauma on people. Is that the best way I can say it?
Yeah.
So, and the person wouldn't say he's in a cult, but he's definitely in a cult.
Now she asked about your wife, and there's a video of online talk about you re-dating your wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was your
And I-
ex-wife technically,
And
though,
I
right?
actually
I
met your wife, I
mean,
think, once or twice
yeah, you
before.
have.
That's why I was like
Yeah.
trying
Are y'all
to
back
figure
together?
out where
Did
y'all are.
Yeah, did y'all figure that out?
Are we back together? Are we, babe? No, I'm joking.
You calling her babe? That's y'all locked in.
Listen, you know what's funny? We try to keep everything very private now because people can just get in the way. But we definitely are a family, and we definitely are. We love each other very well, very much. And I would say that for me, I feel like that I didn't give her the best version of myself. I would say that.
Wow. That's very interesting to hear you
You
say.
know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like-
I'm very proud of you to hear you say that. I
Yeah,
think that's
so-
accountability is hard sometimes.
Yeah, you got to be accountable. I wasn't the best husband, and not because I was just gone. I wasn't the guy she met. You know what I mean? I was Akmak Badak. I don't know what my name was at the time.
So you was like Martin with the robe
Yeah,
on, and
with
then you
the
grew your
robe,
dreads
yeah,
out.
it was.
Damn.
That's not who she met. So it's like we can't eat this, we can't do that. Yeah, sit down and all the submissive stuff. It's like women and men submit to love. I've learned we got to submit to love, and love is what's the key. And when I say that is selfless sacrifice. That's love. When you don't want to do something and you do it because you love that person, I think that's the lesson I've learned, and I'm still learning. Because sometimes I'm very generous, but I'm not selfless. You know what I mean?
How'd you get back to Brandon?
Some prayers, my mama. Jesus, bring him out, Jesus.
What did God say? Like, I'm really interested
He
in
said,
that.
I went to the mountaintop, and I seen it. I seen the light. I seen the whole thing. I was in the Holy Land, and God spoke to me on the mountaintop. And you know what He said to me? He said, "Get back to work, nigga. Get back to work." That's what He said. That's it. Go back to work. I was done. You know what I mean?
And you do work, man, acting.
Yes, and I do the whole thing. So He said, "Get back to work," and I felt it, and I was like, "Okay, it's time." You know what I mean? And it is cool because now I know my source. You know what I mean? So
What did God say to you that made you step away then?
He just ripped everything from me. He just ripped it. It's like just ripped it, like just as fast as He gave it to me. Now think about this. I did 3 Minutes Laugh Factory, right, and became. Road Bounce was my first audition. Got a agent at CAA. right? From one. It was a miracle the fact that I made it because they was coming to see another comic at the time, and then they were like, "What? You killed that set. You got a standing ovation. Here's our card." I'm like, "What's COD agency?" And they know what COD was. It was, you know what I mean? CAA, right?
Yeah.
At the time, and then all my agents got me too, so that's ridiculous. But that's another story. Now I'm at Buckwall. Shout out to them. But I'm saying back in the day, but that was the start of like the way the cosmic stuff happened, where I got moved to this to that, and then it happened so fast.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like cosmic. It was like, okay, boom. Now you got audition for Roll Bounce. Now you got that movie. Now you go Wildin' Out. Nick Cannon is showing you Wildin' Out on the set of Roll Bounce. Now you on that. Then you get an audition for Tropic Thunder. You don't get the part. Then they call you back, and then you get the part. You know what I mean? It was always like that.
I remember on Club Shay Shay, Cat Williams said you only became successful after dressing like a woman.
He did
in
say
Big
that.
Mama's house.
I mean, it's the whole women dress thing. It's so hilarious that this conversation that never leaves the internet. By the way, I'm gonna give y'all a soundbite. I'll come here and give y'all soundbite. The cool thing about Cat Williams, he has a cool way of getting people to listen. He has a really strategic way of saying things that make people go, "Is that true?" And he has a cool way of selling tickets doing that. He sold so many tickets. He sold my tickets with that shit. For real. Mm-hmm. When he said that, my whole tour was sold out. I was like, "Thanks, Cat." Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like one of those things where the whole dress thing, I'm so partial to how you look at things. You see it so. You have this era. I'm just gonna give you the history. Martin Lawrence, Miss Doubtfire, all this stuff in the 90s where there was no internet. Everybody was blind to it, right? And then after that era, you have Dave Chappelle comes out on Oprah and says this thing. That was the start of it. Saying,
okay.
You see what I'm saying? So
I never thought about that.
No one knew the conspiracies or whatever it is about this. Now think about it. A kid growing up in the 90s, right? Brandon T. Jackson, watching everything. I'm watching Shanae. I'm watching Martin. I'm watching everything.
Right.
Larry Johnson, Mama, Grandmama.
Grandmama.
It was no
Jamie
internet.
Foxx, Wanda.
No internet.
Yeah.
So you look at, you have this knowledge of these things. You're looking at it. If there was something wrong, why don't we as men come to that person and say, hey man, look, you should do some research on this. I believe this is a dark energy with that. You know what I mean? Cat never did that. I respect him very much, but he never mentored, and that's why the mentorship in our community, especially with black men, we just want to say things in the media instead of calling somebody up. So, what is your intentions to really save me and help, or is your intention to bash my brand so you can look better? Because when Martin came to me and said, "Let's play in the movie," I was like, "Yes, I'm 25. You can pay me $3 million to work with Martin Lawrence." You know what I'm saying? He had this big ring. He's eating steak. I'm like, I want. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You're 25. I did that movie at 24, fresh off Tropic Thunder. So it's like, no one's thinking about any of that stuff. So if that was the case, because he said on the interview, exact words was, he said, "Y'all don't want me, y'all want Brandon T. Jackson, right?" And I'm looking at him on that. I'm like, so wait, you knew they were gonna come for me, right? Like, and you told them to kind of, you tipped them and say, y'all need to go get Brandon T. Jackson. Mm-hmm. So was that kind of pimping me out to the Illuminati, or was it in his mind, or what?
Do you feel like comedians wearing the dresses Illuminati though?
No, I'm saying that's what he's saying.
Mm-hmm. But what do you think though?
What do I feel? I feel that was it? I mean, that's what I'm saying. I don't think so. It's Miss Doubtfire Illuminati. It's like
no.
So when it's black, is it like I don't know when it's us. It's Illuminati, but when it's white people, it's comedy.
To your point, I'm older than you. I'm 46, but when I was younger, I just thought it was funny.
Yeah, I thought it was funny too.
I never cried. Nothing else ever crossed my. Not even gay. Like not even gay. It just was. I just thought it was funny.
I feel like when I moved to LA is when I started hearing that, like black men wear dresses, whatever, and I was like, what? I just thought it was funny too.
I see both points. To the defense, in our dramatic arts, doing the history, we never had those type of. That came from Greek and Roman, Greco-Roman. You know what I mean? So if you say you're going to be pro-black and pro-this and this is what we are, this is what we do, that was never our art form, doing that. As I can study when I study ancient art, ancient folktales, ancient storytelling. We never did that as far as I know. So when people say, hey, look, that is a Greek-Roman situation, then, that's an argument there because we probably learned it from them. Mm-hmm. So if you're saying this is how our nationality and what we do, and we're sticking together, then there's other nationality that say we're Americans and this is just art. So I just say this. People think that I think I said this in one interview that the dress ruined. I think they said.
I saw you said that. You said it was you said your career went downhill after Big Mama's house. You believe it was cursed because nothing went right since then, since you wore the dress.
And that's but you got to look at it. That's also when my mind was in a certain place too. So I would say. Right, I would say when I strayed away from my principles is when things got bad.
Got you.
On my personal life, you can't blame. That's what I'm saying. You can't blame, your agent. You know what I mean, or whatever. People like to blame Hollywood. You know what I mean? It's not Hollywood. It's what you do with the power. I mean, once I learned that, I'm like, it's no Hollywood. To me, it's no invisible ghost that's trying to. It's like God, universe, whatever you want to call it. I say Most High gives you a choice to go down these pathways to learn. And I don't really believe there's any wrong choices. I believe that you're learning a lesson that you have to go to get to where the Most High wants you to be to learn as a human. Because we're still learning. We don't know the extent of God's love. And we don't know the extent of his judgment. We just don't know. So if you have these lessons you're learning, I know I would never do it again.
Well, who's helping Brandon right now going through all these and the ups and downs and the pitfalls to make sure that you mentally are okay? Like, who's helping you out during that process? Because just talking to you, it seems like it's been a lot on a young kid in the industry that's like, I don't know. Who's helping Brandon, if anybody?
You know what? My father. I got an amazing father and mother that just I can talk to. Like it's not, you know what I mean. And my family's 9 of us. I called my brother up. Like I met Halle Berry the other day. And I told her
the picture you posted.
Yeah, I told her. I said, listen, I'm taken. You can't have me. No, for real though, I was so nervous, man, when I met Halle Berry. I read off 5 movie titles for her to remember who I was. She didn't know who the hell I was. She was like, who? I was like, Tropic Thunder? She's like, I was like, Big Mama? She's like, huh? And she's like, oh, yeah. I was like, oh, damn.
Which one did she say yeah to?
Tropic Thunder.
She knew the movie, but she didn't know you was in it.
She was like, which black guy? I'm like, come on.
Well, you were a lot younger. Like, you know what I mean?
I know I was a lot younger, but it was
pretty busy.
How'd that make you feel?
I mean, it's Halle Berry. I was just happy to take a picture with her. She's beautiful, man, and she's very sweet, very, very nice. I mean, I'm not that it doesn't bother. Honestly, I hate to say it, but I really don't care too much anymore about the Hollywood stuff.
What they got to do with how fine Halle Berry is?
No, I'm saying like I see her as a human. I like.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't because she was so dope.
She just
and
fine.
Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, at first I'm like, damn, it's Halle Berry, you know what I mean? And I'm like, and I found myself rattling off these things, and I could see her face like, just say what up. You know what I mean? Like, hi, my own. And when I saw that she was normal.
By the way, that's very Hollywood of you.
What?
They start rattling
I
off all
was
your
nervous.
movies.
I didn't know what to say.
Lottery 2.
Damn.
She was like,
pulled up the
come
IMDb.
on, Brandon. You
I
a
was
comedian.
nervous, bro. I was so nervous I was nervous, man.
Where'd you meet her? Where was she at?
She was in the Delta One Sky Lounge.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, so she was there for a minute. You could have.
I mean, she got a boyfriend now, and I'm taken right now.
I want to ask you. You said you mentioned your brothers and your father. What did they say when you put on the dress?
I mean, no one said anything. No one said nothing until Cat Williams said something.
And that's my point. Like, I'm wondering, did it bother you? It never bothered you until somebody said something about it. Because that's the most fascinating
I see
thing
what
to me.
you're trying to say.
When people have no problem with something, your conscience is fine with it. You know, your spirit is cool with it. But then, soon as somebody else says something, now you like,
it's an issue now.
Yeah, why?
Well, it wasn't just that. It was more so. Bro, I stayed in Atlanta for like 8 months after that, just doing music. I lost my mind on that movie. I don't know what happened. You know what I mean? I think it definitely was something that wasn't right on that movie. I would say spiritually, I would say that. Now.
Really?
I can't explain it, bro, because I stayed. My agent called me. We got this new, bro. If you find out the stuff I turned down,
Tell us.
Nah, it's depressing. But if you found that stuff I turned down while they were getting me to try to get out of Atlanta, my manager had to get me out of Atlanta and move me. I had this big penthouse. It was just wild. I was wilding, bro. I don't even know why. I don't know if I was subconsciously trying to escape stuff, but then that's when I had my first daughter. Got, you know, I can't talk about it because, you know, I don't feel like no court stuff coming. I'm be over here crying on here like Tyrese and stuff, but I don't want to. We have the same issues that, you know, I'm trying to. I can't say too much, but I would say this: that started my legal battles personally. That movie, when it came down to me having a child, going through child support court, going through all that stuff. That was the movie that happened.
But that could have been because
exactly could have been me. It's personal.
You're doing it with Martin. It was a big movie. It was promoted everywhere.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, it's like, oh, he on
Yeah,
now.
just understanding the impact of all of that as somebody who you weren't, like you said, you didn't have, like, no one called you and said, hey, this is how this is going to go. This is how
no
this
one
might feel.
mentored. Cat, none of them mentored us. They always talking in the media. Just you gotta. I have a whole mentorship program that I do. It's called Making a Brand, where we building businesses and really teaching financial literacy. I do that now because nobody be telling us how to do this.
I get it now, though. It's kind of like you're navigating a room in the dark trying to find the light. Like the light switch, when somebody's literally over there at the light switch and they're like, oh, he'll figure it out because you're doing well. And that's tough.
You know what I can say who did mentor me a little bit? Sinbad he's a great mentor.
Salute to Sinbad.
Sinbad is one of the dopest, and his brother Mark Atkins, he was one of the first ones that would show me around. That was the guy that was really showing me how this works. And you know, he was the only, like I would say, the only mentor I had. But at 19, my dad didn't know nothing about Hollywood and how things go. And then you know, and I'm not making excuses, but we don't mentor other talents and even financially, you know. You know, I've been through so much where I lost everything with my, you know, that lottery ticket scene was real in real life. You know what I mean? I went broke. I lost everything. And then God just restored it all. Just I mean, I'm rich again. I mean, praise God. I'm making a lot of money, and it's a blessing. I'm not saying that to brag, but it's like as quick as it left, it came back.
I wonder, right? Because, you know, I've seen you reference the scripture, Deuteronomy 22:5, and you said that's one of the, I guess that, paraphrasing, but that scripture kind of forbids cisgender men from wearing women's clothes. Am I getting that right?
Say it again.
Deuteronomy 22:5.
I'm rusty right now. What does that say?
Hold on, let me pull it.
I think it's Leviticus.
Is it Leviticus?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but it's a line from the Bible that some people believe forbids cisgender men from wearing women's clothes.
What's the?
Oh, let me pull up the scripture.
Leviticus 20:25.
Is it?
I thought it was Deuteronomy 20:25.
No,
I'm asking.
No, it's Leviticus.
Leviticus
Leviticus also.
No, it is 22:25. It's Deuteronomy.
Is it Deuteronomy?
Yeah, it states a woman shall not wear a man's garment, nor shall a man put on a woman's clothing. For anyone who does such things is an abomination to the Lord, your God.
According to Scripture, yeah. According to Scripture.
So why didn't it hurt other people? Other people's careers were fine.
No, I'm saying that when I quote that? You saying why didn't that hurt?
You said this on Comedy Hype, yeah.
Okay.
I'm saying, but why didn't other people put the dress on? It didn't hurt their careers. So why do you think God cursed you?
I mean, that's old song, but I believe I curse myself with when it comes down to not following. I'll tell you this: if you don't follow the ways, for me, if I don't follow the ways of the Most High, I already tried it.
I believe you.
I'm saying,
with you.
My shit went down. You know what I mean?
He said, I know one thing.
I'm not gonna test that anymore. But I would say I can't say it. I can't say what God. That's what we don't know God's grace and His love for other people. I can't say.
You just know what He told you to do, and you.
He never told me not to wear a dress. You know what I mean? Not like that. He never said that. He never told me not to work with Martin. But what I would say is that once I learned that scriptures, that's when I started to realize, was it this? And I think I was doing a lot of pre-interviews while learning scripture, and I think I was talking too much on the internet without getting full knowledge of the things. Maybe it was that. Maybe it wasn't. But I would say this. I would say that experience brought me to a place where I got closer. I got closer with God to understand His mercies. I know His mercies and I know His judgment for me. So I can't say. I mean, I seen some people sniff cocaine and go up. I mean, you know, You know what I mean?
Did you ever get caught into that Hollywood life of the drugs and drinking?
I don't do nah. I mean, I drink, but like sometimes, you know what I mean? I might have a drink after this, but we don't get drunk. I mean, I don't, you know.
Never got into
I
that.
smoked weed. I mean, it ain't not. But now I'm more like, you know, I'm kind of on my health stuff now. But that, I mean, who didn't? I never got into the extra
hard
stuff.
drugs, right?
Nah, I mean, nah. For what?
I have a question now because it seems like you're in a more restored place.
Yeah, he restored my soul, right?
Yeah, I mean, it gives that. It feels like you kind of working through things or have worked through things. Have you had a conversation with Cat Williams at this point about the stuff that was said, or would
I've been trying to have he keep running around the internet. I can't get Cat called me like it's easy. It's not. I could.
Were y'all cool before?
I've always been a fan of Cat. They said never meet your heroes. I've always been a fan. I love Cat Williams.
Wow.
Like it hurts me to hear him say these. These are my mentors. You know what I mean?
So he was a mentor before?
No, in my
In your head?
in my head. No, in the media. Like these are my comedic mentors. I'm studying these
Like
guys.
these are people you looking up to.
I just
Yeah.
wonder why you though. Why were you?
Me
the
too.
target?
My mom like, why Cat always talking about you? I'm like, Mom,
He
I
went
don't
at
know.
everybody. Cat went at everybody, didn't he?
He did, but he been talking about me for years. Like it's been since I was like 23, 24.
You said it's been like 20 some years, right?
He keep going with it. I'm like, what? Like, I don't know, man. But I would love to sit down and have a conversation with Cat Williams just to be like, nigga, what's the problem? You know what I mean? If whatever his reason is like, I mean, I really don't care, but I really want to know like why you keep talking. What is the social media
Allure
of me? Like, talk about somebody else.
You think if the Percy Jackson franchise would have went a different way? I mean, not Percy Jackson. Percy. What was the Percy? What was the franchise?
Percy Jackson.
Percy Jackson, right?
Yeah, Percy Jackson.
If that franchise would have went a different way, you think things would have been different for you?
What you mean?
If they would have had more success,
What do you mean different from me?
career wise? Because everybody was saying that was supposed to be like the next Harry Potter franchise, and
I mean,
you see what it did. What Harry Potter did for Daniel Radcliffe. Like, what you think that would have been the same for you?
I don't know. I had fun. We did that in Vancouver and we had a good time. I mean, I love my path. My path is dope. Like the comeback kid, who wants to watch somebody on top all the time? Michael B. Jordan always got muscles. You know what I mean? I love it. I mean, I don't have muscles all the time. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I even Jonathan Majors. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's coming back and doing his resilience. And it's all about what story. I believe we actually write our stories too. I believe subconsciously we co-write with God. Personally, this is I'm not saying this. I don't want none of y'all people hit me up like, God, it ain't the Bible. But I would say that we're co-creators with our decision making to learn the best thing. I think I think subconsciously I wrote this story. You know, I don't like to. I mean, it's not fun to watch somebody. The hero got it, the flawed hero.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm the flawed hero. I might get drunk sometimes. You know what I mean? I wore a dress and got mad and got on the internet and said everyone's going to hell, and then, you know what I mean, and come back with a #1 TV show. That's a cool ass story.
I agree. I mean, it's interesting because it feels like you've made your own choices every step of the way.
I did, probably not knowing.
I was going to say, some of it seemed like on accident.
I think it's instant. I think it's God leading me. And then they say lead you in the path of righteousness, not to get so deep, but I mean, it like he has. And even when I make mistakes, that's what I say. I can't say why that didn't curse somebody else. Can't say why this that. And I can't say it really cursed me. Because in that interview, I was deep in new understanding. When you have new understanding, you're not supposed to even speak out about that. So I would say that movie led me down a path for me to learn whatever lesson I need to learn, whether it was humility. Because I mean, people said it back in the day. I was cool, but I was very
Arrogant.
Yeah. But I was just, I mean, I grew up in a 2-parent home. My dad owns a network. You know what I'm saying? He put confidence and faith in me. So I was never trying to be, and that's the thing about Black legacy. We say we want family business, want legacy, but then when people see it, they want to talk against it. Everybody want their shit. I watch his IG, like, and my wife be. I can't spend like that yet. Y'all don't know the way that y'all be killing it. I love
my family. That's all I say.
Listen, I love it.
I work for them.
I know, me too. I'm trying to get on your level, but I'm saying what you do is so dope. You know, it's such an inspiration for people with family man. You know what I mean? And we need to see that that legacy. You know what I mean? We want to see our kids live great too,
The reason
and be
I
humble.
do that is because there's a lot of people that didn't show that. Like,
Exactly.
me and Charlamagne talk all the time about raising our kids. There's no instruction manual, so you've got to figure it out on your own. Same thing with relationships. There's no instruction manual.
Love
so
it.
a lot of times you think you're dealing with it by yourself. So when you do things, whether it's infidelity or insecurity or whatever it may be, raising your kids, there is nobody to be like, damn, I fucked up. Is it just me? So that's why I put so much. I put the good, the bad.
I love it.
And I write, the books, Real Life, Real Family, Real Life, Real Love, because I want people to know that you're not the only one. You make mistakes, and it's okay to
But
come
it
back
blessed
and
me.
fuck what people say. And he'll make fun of me, and she'll
It
make fun
blessed
of me,
me.
but it's all love regardless. I know that these people
you
love
make
me.
fun of
in there.
yourself. You be putting
I
crazy
don't
stuff
make
in
exactly.
them books.
Nobody makes fun of you. You
be
just
up here
goofy.
just telling
No, I
you.
mean,
Nothing to do
like-
with us.
I know what
Orgasm.
you mean, though.
It's leg, but I'm
Building
saying
legacy
it's
and the
legacy. They
greatness.
thought I was arrogant. I was walking in legacy.
You were-
That's
you
right.
see, you see the confidence that his kids have. They walking in legacy. They can say my father's there. My father, not I was that. My grandfather Horace Jackson, God rest his soul. We got streets named after him in Detroit. You know what I mean? We just built a school in Ghana, Horace Jackson Technology University
Dope.
in Ghana. Like we got to do these things where it's not just about being famous, wearing sunglasses, smashing chicks. It's time to build legacy, and that's what I'm on. I'm not trying to just be okay. I'm Brandon Jackson. I'm past I'm Brandon Jackson stuff. We're trying to build family and businesses. I know that's a plug, but that's what we're doing.
Are you right?
Family and businesses, bro. You know what I mean? The
Yeah,
legacy.
but you're right. And I mean, it's good to see you back in a mentally healthy, emotionally sound space. I
Yeah.
think so anyway. I think it's dope, and that's why I don't even really want to talk to you no more because I really want to see your stand up because
Yeah,
I feel
see,
like
me
all
too,
the
yep.
I feel like all the
Yeah.
answers are in the stand up, and then we can have a deeper conversation.
Yeah, it's funny because it's drama, and I'm funny. I'm not really. I was talking to my agent about this. I'm funny in a drama. If you notice everything I've done that was like, I mean, honestly, I'm not supposed to say this, but I don't care.
Oh.
I don't think Big Mama's House is a good movie. I think it's a horrible movie, personally.
To be honest with you, I don't even remember Big Mama.
Exactly.
I
So-
remember. Why do you think it's a horrible movie?
It's like it's a good movie.
But why?
Because
Like, what-
when you have a Tropic Thunder palette, no offense, when you're around those dudes that are writing like Danny McBride, Justin Theroux, they writing the highest octane of high level satire of Mel Brooks. When you study comedy, slapstick, I don't like slapstick. I'm not
I feel
good
like it
at
was low bar comedy, like it was like easy punchlines.
it's I'm not a slapstick artist. I'm funny in a drama. You know who the best was? That was Eddie. He was always funny in dramas. Beverly Hills Cop is a drama. Martin does better, and actually he's both. He does great with slapstick because his whole show was slapstick. But Martin's
Martin's one of the best physical comedians.
yeah,
ever.
physical comedians, but he can do both. Martin in a drama. Bad Boys is a drama.
Life was a drama.
Life was a drama.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like Big Mama's slapstick is it's not challenging.
Yeah.
It's phoning it in, getting a check, dressing up. So, but now with this film I have with Family Business, I mean it's people like, man, you acting this. I'm like, it's good. I didn't know you can do drama. I'm like, drama's easy. Comedy's hard. So I think I'm the king of dramedy, I would say. I can do both. I can do drama, comedy, you know what I mean? Very evenly.
I
So
think
what's the special?
It's called Chest Out.
I'm saying, but what is it? Is it a dramedy? Is it more of a
It's
dramedy
dramedy.
special?
I would say, I mean, it's not as heavy as Jamie's was, but it's definitely it's the through line is drama. You know what I mean? Leaving your wife and going to damn Nashville.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And in white coats and
Yeah.
sheets and stuff, and your wife is sitting at home like, you know what I mean? Where's my husband at?
When does that come out? When can we see that?
If y'all keep shouting it out, we get a great deal. So, we're in negotiations with like 2 networks right now. So, I just like I don't. I mean, Netflix, y'all say y'all gonna spend $18 billion on content. Come on. I really like Netflix because I think they know what to do. Amazon's been great with specials lately. You know what's funny? People hate on Tubi. First of all, I love Tubi movies. By the way,
Breakfast Club is on Tubi.
Yeah, I know. Yes, love Tubi. I got to deal with Tubi actually, and my bros are people in Detroit are making mad beautiful, and they owning their piece. So
Directly too. You can funnel the money directly.
Like
you should meet people where they are, and it's a lot of us on Tubi.
I love Tubi. Tubi's great too. At first it was, it kind of got random. Like you weren't getting Denzel Washington, you get Denzel Washington. You know what I mean? It'd be some bootleg Denzel, and then Ethan Hawke, Evan Falcon. Sorry, so the Ethan Hawke. But now it's like I feel like we laugh at that, but then you start seeing all these producers come up. You know what I mean? Detroit, all my bros. Shout out to Dennis Reed, Man Robinson, all these guys that are killing it, the film game. And Tubi's definitely an option. I love Tubi. Tubi's great. They're definitely an option with that. So I could keep my ownership, you know what I'm saying? So it's, we'll see. But
was the special therapeutic for you?
Oh, hell yeah. Yes. And I would say Terrence. Me and Terrence talk a lot.
Terrence Howard.
See, Terrence Howard. We talk a lot about how we're not understood. We both Pisces, so a lot of people don't understand. The vicious fishes, right? We got one fish that, I would say is very composed, and the other fish is a little crazy. I wouldn't say crazy, but we emotional, I would say. And we talk about how we're misunderstood. I'm eccentric, so we're misunderstood. You know what I mean? So when Terrence, me and him, we talk a lot about what he goes through, how he.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, he's just like he's actually right about what he's saying, but nobody. He's in the special actually.
Yeah, I don't think you're misunderstood. People just don't know the story. You got 7 years.
I'm talking about Terrence.
I know, but I'm talking about you.
Yeah,
you got 7 years to fill in, and I think that's the special is going to do it.
We only knew what we saw, like media wise, and like little bits of things here and there.
Yeah, we just randomly say stuff.
Yeah, when you would when
right.
you would say it, boy, would it go? It would be everywhere.
I didn't even know that.
And you don't want us to listen to YouTube.
No, you don't.
YouTube,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
The deep dives on you get a little crazy.
I knew you was gonna go here too in this interview, which I'm happy you did because no one really actually talk about where have I been in that layers and even to be mature enough to speak about it in a way where I'm not emotional about it, I'm not hurt, I'm healed, and to see where I'm at now is a blessing. But I would say this, that I would say that it was a spiritual hazing also. I think God was testing me. He does this a lot with people in that's I'm gonna say, I hate that word chosen, but people that he has a purpose for, he'll rip everything from you to see if you still gonna be with him.
That's right.
If you love, and I don't even say him, but it. If you love it or the Most High, if you love more than your career, more than everything, more than your family, and he did it to Job. He ripped everything from you.
That's right.
And I guess I think I passed the test. I don't want to go through that again. I'll tell you that.
Did you see Kyrie Irving the other night when he tore his ACL?
No,
he
I
had
didn't see
tears
that.
in his eyes, and he went to the free throw line, and because he had to take the 2 shots before he exited the game.
Yeah, he hit both of them.
He hit one, and right before the second one, he said, "Thank you, God."
Wow.
With the torn ACL, he knew something was completely wrong. Probably knew this is really bad injury. He said, "Thank you, God."
Yeah.
So it's just like we like to give praise to God when things are going good, but if you really truly are a believer, if you really truly have faith, you won't thank God when things
are good and bad.
So-called bad, because I don't
right.
believe in either. I don't believe in so-called good or so-called bad. I believe everything's just part of a process.
That's what I'm learning. That's where I'm getting to that.
Yeah,
I'm getting to that. Yeah.
You on a journey. We all on a journey. And you had a different chapter in your life right now.
BTJ, be the journey, right?
How did all of this though, like the stuff that you went through, and then once you're healed, like then you come back to acting with like family business? What are you channeling from all of this in your role now? Because I think in this role, I was more surprised to see you be like
serious,
the bad guy, like not the bad, but like there's like guns, and it's like I don't know, you were just always so clean to me in like a lot of the work that you did.
Maybe I'm more edgy now.
Yeah, like, and so how are you channeling that, or is that even a thing in the family business New Orleans?
You know, it's funny because my dad had a shoe company called Wayne T Shoes back in the day in Detroit, the middle of Detroit, place would get robbed and stuff, but we would run the store, and that is the, like, even though I grew up in the hood and the suburbs, I would say my 7 Mile Woodward businessman, watching my dad run a business. Guns, you know what I mean? I don't want to say too much, but like People would try to rob the bit. We had the Gators and everything. People try to the Coogis and all that. People try to rob the. We would have to chase them off and do this. So I remember the times when my dad would I remember this one time this trucker pulled us over. My dad, hopefully he'll get mad at me telling the story, because my dad was, he from the streets before he became a pastor, drug dealer before he became a pastor, which is most Detroit preachers. So he still had that edge and everything. So I remember one time this truck pulled us over. Ran us off the road. My dad's like 5'8", he's like my size, 5'8". And I watched him pull this trucker out, this white trucker with a trucker hat, out of the freaking car. He was like maybe 6'2", 6'3". Pulled him on the ground and was like, "Nick," I can't say the N-word, right? You can say it again. He was like, "Nigga, if you ever mess with my family," I was like, yo, so I saw my dad roar as a lion. And the dude was jacking him up. My mom was like, stop. So I'm channeling my father, kind of.
That's your character in the show. You very protective over your family.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm channeling that energy that is really not mine. It's really my dad's energy, because I grew up pretty cool. I didn't really have, I'm not going to be like, I grew up nice, but we also grew up running businesses in Detroit. The church was over here. The shoe store was across the street. I had to watch the shoe store. I had to shine the shoes. I had to watch the register. So that I grew up in the family business. So I'm channeling that. The white side you see is my West Bloomfield, all white neighborhood. I got both. You know what I mean? That's why my jacket probably look like this. I got it. I'm a variation of things. You know what I mean? So.
Well, we look forward to seeing you in Chris Webber's The Family Business.
Carl Weber.
Carl Weber. I said Chris Webber. Carl Weber. And also when your special come back up, so we can talk about that special.
I would love to.
Send it to me, man. I want to watch it.
I'm listen, and I'm. It's fine. You can give me your honest opinion. Mm-hmm. I've what I would say. I screened it for a lot of people, and it got in a lot of festivals. And my agent said, don't put it in the festivals because we want to present it, a certain way, but it got a lot of good reviews from a lot of people that watched it. So I don't know. I love your opinion actually counts to me in comedy.
Okay.
Because I know you're a tough critic. You're analytical too. So I can see when you're like watching, like you say, like when they bomb and watching people figure it out.
I do. I do. I love dramedies too. Dramedy specials. Like I love. I think Neil Brennan did a phenomenal job with 3 mics.
Yeah, he did a great job with that.
I love Kevin Hart's last one, The Reality Check.
Yeah, it was good.
I thought that was really good. And I like Andrew Schultz's new one, The Life.
Yeah, Andrew.
Because he's talking about him and his wife's difficulty of having a child, but it was his fault.
Yeah.
He had the weak sperm. And I like seeing people process their traumas through comedy.
Yeah, my next one's Classy Rebel. I wanna talk about, I'm talking about the world, man. I'm just tired of the viewpoints of politics and all this. I'm thinking I'm gonna go a little political in this next one.
I remember you said you hate the fake woke. Oh, people.
I hate the fake woke movement. I hate fake revolutions.
Yeah.
Like if we're gonna do it, let's do it. I don't do fake, because I was ready. I was the only one ready to really ride. That's why I was ready to go, y'all. I created my own currency. We was going and nobody came. I was the only one.
He's so ready for revolution.
You had your own currency.
Yeah, we had a whole thing.
Cryptocurrency?
No, it wasn't crypto. It actually could still work if you do it right.
But what was it?
It was called Love Notes. You remember that? Love Notes.
Oh, like Usher bucks?
No. It's not like Usher bucks.
Where do you spend them?
Well, the infrastructure for it wasn't gonna. It actually would stimulate the American economy and our own economy at the same time. So it was actually. I don't want to actually give this away because somebody might try to do it, but I give enough away. I would say that because I'm not gonna give you the infrastructure, but the way it will work, we would actually could pay things forward for people, and from their businesses, it was creating an ecosystem for African Americans without hurting. Because when you just take your own and say, we're going to be all separate, forget that they're going to always shut that down. So it's like, how do you barter with all Americans? How do you barter with white Americans? And how you barter with, because you still got to do business. Mm-hmm. So in this case, it was like, let's not be just fully Marcus Garvey in a situation. Let's stimulate our economy, in our ecosystem, but let's also take it and out their ecosystem. So it was more of a coupon system that paid things forward for people that created an economy. It was called Love Notes. So it was selfless sacrifice of love notes. You can pay things forward, and it had a little card and everything. I got the whole financial system to help to back me and everything, and then.
Nobody showed
I
up.
would pay to listen to a phone conversation between you and Terrence Howard. I know you told Terrence that. Terrence, I got the math for that, man.
He do.
You see what I'm saying?
Well, he actually does.
I got the math for that, man.
It actually works too. If you really, we're actually free if you really know the knowledge of it.
Yeah.
We're actually free, guys. We're not really. I don't think we're in captivity.
I agree.
Yeah.
Well, it's Brandon T. Jackson, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate you for joining us.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.